Hey baddies, welcome to another Auntie Amy's Trashy Tarot. Today I'm doing a pick a card all about why do people fear you. So I'm going to be pulling as I go today, but I have these three cards before you as your psychic linking objects. If this is your first time to my channel, hi, hello, it's really good to have you. I hope you will enjoy this video and find value in it. If you're a returning subscriber, it's always good to connect with your energy, and I appreciate you guys being here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a little video for those of you who need a bit more time to see which group you're drawn to. I will show you each of these cards up close so you can get a better vibe of each group, and I will see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy, and silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over.
Hey group one, all of you that selected Judgment, this is going to be your reading all about why do they fear you? Why do people fear you? So keep in mind, this is a general reading, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So let's start pulling some cards here, and we're going to find out, why do people fear you? What's the tea on that? Let's start with the Horror Oracle first. That's what I'm being guided to. This is actually Cthulhu in this card. And it's interesting because I got the word juggernaut, like you are a juggernaut of power. But first I got, you are a juggernaut of compassion, but don't fuck with me. Like I'm very giving, okay? So I feel like you're a very compassionate person. People probably really trust you. Some people underestimate you, probably. But I feel like there's also something about you that can be very intimidating. We have Trickster on the bottom of the deck. And I feel like for some people, it comes across like you may be a Gemini, okay? It may come across as like, this is a whole other part of this person I didn't think was there. They had. Okay, so let's get, this card is peeking out, so let's take it. We have Escape. Yeah, I feel like, I remember this guy in, what is that movie? It's one of my favorite movies, Pan's Labyrinth. That's what this card is about. And it's, you know, a little girl basically who is magical, and she's kind of escaping into this magical world during a very rough time in her life. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Um, but what I'm getting here is I'm really picking up on this energy. And okay, so I'm just going to channel what I'm getting. I don't know if you remember this movie, but in part of this movie, Pan's Labyrinth, this monster is sitting in a chair very quietly, and there's a buffet on the table, and the challenge basically is you see this wonderful buffet, and this little girl is, you know, it's during a rough time, and there's wonderful treats on the table, and you can't touch them, and this monster's there, and she disrupts the situation, and the monster wakes up. And what I'm getting with this is like, don't wake the sleeping giant. Don't wake, because basically that's what she does. She wakes this creature by touching things, by being there. Um, and I feel like there's a power here, because you see, people think, because this creature doesn't, their eyes are in their hands, okay? So I get that people often mistake your kindness, and you have a way of, when people mess with you, like you dismiss a lot. You It's not that you are a pushover. You notice it. You know what's going on. But because of who you are, you kind of like say, okay, they did this, you know, we're just going to kind of like keep that in the back of our head. We're going to forgive and we're going to move on. You are one to give many chances to people, okay? And because of this, many people think you're blind, but your eyes are in your hands. Like you feel everything. Okay, you're probably empathic. You feel everything and you do keep score. You are aware. Um, and when your hands finally open, you become this energy. And this energy was relentlessly after her because she disturbed this creature's peace. Okay. She touched the things she wasn't supposed to. She did what she was not supposed to do. She came into an area. She got out of her lane and crossed boundaries she wasn't supposed to. And she met the monster. Luckily, in the movie, she escaped. But the analogy really here is about people thinking that you're blind and you're really this juggernaut of power. Um, and I feel like people mistake your kindness and compassion for being a pushover, thinking you're blind, but the truth is you're very powerful. And they really should watch their fucking mouth. And I feel like what people don't understand is you fucking know. You know when people are fucking with you. You have a sixth sense about this stuff. You also, this is also why people fear you. It's like you're the friend that when you meet somebody new, you can feel someone out. You know if someone's a bad egg. You know if they have bad intentions. You know if they're a liar. You just know. You have a good feel for people. Give me some more energy here. We have dinner. And once this monster here gets activated, you cannibalize the situation. Like you go for the jugular. The one thing about Cthulhu, you don't want to fuck with Cthulhu, okay? Because it's the void. It will dissolve you into the blithering nothingness. Blithering? Really? Okay. Anyway, that's the word that came out. Okay. And some people think of you as ruthless when that comes out, like ruthlessness. And there's an element here of rage. You may have, some rage here. And there are some things in life that will enrage you. It's an honest human emotion. And I feel like when you feel things are not just, when you feel that like friends, family, yourself has been treated unjust, you do have a tendency to get really enraged. And a lot of times it's righteous indignation. I feel Leo energy here. I feel Libra energy here. I feel Taurus energy here. I feel Virgo energy here. I feel Cancer energy here. Although Cancer, when they rage, it's a little different. Okay, it's a little different. I feel Scorpio too. Let's get two more of these. We have Midnight and we have Ice. And there we go. So on the back side of this rage is this icy cold bitch. Okay, it's like once you cross over into the land of no return with you, and you will cut a bitch off. And that's part of the ruthless energy I'm feeling. Like you will cut a bitch off. You don't care. The Scorpio here. You're just like, you want to be a parasite. You want to be a pest. I am that bitch. I don't need closure. I feel like you've been through a lot. Okay, you've probably been judged. You've probably had some, really harsh karmic lessons in life, and you've had to cut people off. Okay, you're ruthless that way. It's okay. You have to learn to take care of yourself, and sometimes you can look like a ruthless bitch sometimes, and it's okay to be a bitch sometimes. We have to own that. I've been a bitch in my life and I'm not sorry. And I feel like that's kind of the energy you have. We have to learn that sometimes taking care of ourselves makes us look like a bitch, and we have to be unafraid to embrace that here. We have midnight here. And see, what I'm getting here is like this energy of like, I'm nice. I'm a juggernaut of compassion. But bitch, don't fuck with me, because at midnight I turn into a gremlin. And I'm not just a gremlin, I'm a juggernaut of a gremlin. Like, I will fuck your world up and then I will cut you off. Some of you guys, you may have like, revenge vibes. And hey, you do you. There's no judgment here if revenge is one of the things, one of your fortes in life. Sorry, my throat chakra keeps trying to close up. That's interesting. Let's get some more energy here. Tell me more about this. Because I feel like some of you guys, you may throw magic or something, and you do baneful work. And, if you have rage, hey, that's a very cathartic place to put your rage, is in a jar. Because it works. Put that anger and rage into a jar. You can really make some shit pop, So no judgment here. You do what you do, with it. But I tell you what, if you do that, they will feel it. Because I feel the anger here. Like, people are intimidated when you yell. If you're a screamer or a yeller, people are intimidated by your voice. There's something about you. You may be a Leo moon. Listen, I'm a Leo moon. Leo moons have a reputation for anger. Okay. There's all kinds of stuff out there about Leo moons. And when Leo moon pops off, and you don't have to be a Leo moon to have this may just be part of your past personality. But for me personally, if I say very calmly, I've had enough, everybody needs to run. Because Auntie Amy has had a fucking enough, and I'm going to end it one way or another. And I feel that here. It's like this energy of like, you know what? You're not going to be able to escape from me, because you're my dinner, bitch. Like, I'm not having it. And once I'm done with you, you will disappear. I will never, ever, 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 ever have contact with you again. You cease to exist in my universe. But now for some of you, there's also this energy of like, when I'm done with you, okay, but first, I'm going to make you my dinner, okay? And that can be a little vengeful. So you guys may be vengeful. And hey, again, listen, we don't have to tell anybody. It's nobody's fucking business, okay? There are some things in life, that same energy is returned, right? Same energy, energy for energy. Revenge, the revenge card fucking came out of the deck, okay? Now, I feel like for those of you, I do feel like there are people who, when you do this dinner thing, they want revenge. Like, there's definitely revenge energy here. Like, I feel like sometimes you're so vicious that people want to lash out at you, because you are such a powerhouse. Because this fountain of compassion, I'm literally seeing a fountain, like in a beautiful garden, and there are like candy hearts of multiple colors, like shooting out of this fountain. So, I mean, there's just this very sweet, compassionate, very authentic energy of giving. But listen, if you piss in the garden, then that fountain is going to shoot out flames. Okay, it's not going to work out. So don't disrespect me. That's what I'm hearing for group 1. Don't disrespect my kindness. Don't take me for granted, okay? Because it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. All right, give me some more energy. You're very powerful. Okay, obsession. I get this. I get that there is, people get kind of obsessed with your energy. You may have something in your natal chart. You may be a Scorpio. You may attract Scorpio energy. Or you just may have people who really get down with you and turn on you. But I feel like when people feel vengeful towards you, because I feel like, especially when you cut people off, you may stir this up, this obsessive energy. Because they're like, oh no. Because I feel like you get over on people, like you trigger people. You get in people's energy and they're like, ah, they got the best of me, or I'm not going to let them get over on me. There's something about like how deeply you trigger people that causes people to get so so enraged and want revenge. Now some of you guys are very good at revenge. Like you're very good at this dinner thing. You're very good at like, listen, you're not going to be able to escape from me. There's a price to pay. There's consequences. For some of you, your revenge is consequences. Like it's the karmic consequences. It just depends here. And then we have gilded regret. Yeah, people end up really regretting fucking with you. Okay? They really regret this shit. Like they really once this is done, once they realize that when you are done with your revenge or the vengefulness, when you cut a bitch off, however this plays out for you, they realize that they have lost. They have lost. They are the loser in this game. And sometimes they're losing more than just your presence. It feels like they lose a lot more. And it feels like for some of them, it's like self-respect. It's like a pound of flesh. It's like, because some of you guys are so giving to this energy, you're so giving that when you come for somebody, you come for them and you make it hurt. Because you know what? I gave so much that bitch, I'm going to make sure you know it's me, and I'm going to make sure that you remember not to do this to anybody else ever again. And you're not going to do it to me again. So fuck you. All right, let's get some cards from the Vlad the Impaler deck. Okay, tell me more about why people fear my group one. Tell me more. We have the Two of Coins. I feel like for a lot of you, when you execute these things, you come off very calm, which is very unnerving to people. For some people, they think you are off your rocker because a lot of times they think you're like, it's unnerving because you seem so calm. This is Vlad Dracula and Vlad Dracul. Dracul, I think I pronounced that right. But if I didn't, let me know. But it just seems like there's something very balanced and very cool about you. Even, at least they think so. That coolness and that balance, because I feel like, yeah, you get angry, you rage, and you will show it. But when you are working this, when you are in this energy of like, you are going to be my dinner bitch, it's all very calm. And it's all very, this is what you show outwardly. Inwardly, I feel like, or moments of being alone, I think you do rage. But I think outwardly, you project this image of, oh no, bitch, I got it all together, right? And I think it can be very intimidating. We have the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Coins. They fear you because your words slice right through their heart chakra. It's like the things you say are lethal with this ice. I feel sharp, like pointy. You know, when the ice is melting and we get those icicles, that's what I'm feeling like. Icicles just plunging into the heart, like the Three of Icicles, kind of thing, into the heart. And then we have the Knight of Coins. And what I'm feeling here with this is like this energy of they have a hard time moving on. It's almost like with this obsessive energy, they get stuck in your energy almost. Like they get stuck because you have been so good to them. And you have done so much for them. A lot of this can be money, it can be resources, it can be compassion, it can be nurturing. You're just such a good friend that it's like through this process, however this plays out for you, it feels like even through the harsh words, it's like the harsh words that you say gives them clarity. You make these bitches aware that like you're losing someone who did the most for you, bitch. And your dumbass isn't smart enough to see that. And on down the line, you're going to regret this shit. And you know what? I'm not here. You never knew me. Depart from me, hoe. I never fucking knew you, bitch. It's like that. Like, you can be very cold. You can be very heartless, but it's only because you are so heart centered. And I feel like you're so giving. And I feel like this has developed out of the need to protect yourself. And I feel like, some people have the walls up before you meet people, and you may be one of those people that vet people, and you vet people, and you vet people, and then you let them in, and you start being really helpful and really compassionate and really giving, and then they fuck you over. And this is what happens. Okay. And they fear you. They seriously fear you. I feel like people who don't know you well fear you because you have juggernaut energy. You have big energy. Okay. And there's this imposing energy because you are so giving sometimes. Well, a lot. Your compassion is high. There's a lot of really good, powerful compassion and energy. And to some people, it's intimidating because they wonder where you get it from. Because some of you guys don't have a very clear connection to, like, people can't see where the compassion comes from, especially if they know your story. So some people think there's an angle to it. There's a motivation, there's a manipulation. Well, yeah, doing stuff for people feels good. We always want to deny that, right? We always want to say, oh, I do it out of the goodness of my heart. Well, yes, because it makes my heart feel good. I think you have a very big heart. And some of you have learned to protect your heart before and then after, to make sure that if you do get fucked over, that on the end of it, on the end, the end interview, the job exit interview, you make sure that that bitch knows what they lost and that they can never come back. There's no redos here. You can't get rehired. Once you exit my circle, you're gone, bitch. There's no re-entry. Okay. And that's what I feel here. And I feel like there's a lot of good around you. Like, you have a lot of positive energy, but because you're so compassionate, you have to be more protective of yourself. So, and I feel like this is why people fear you, because you're so powerful. I didn't even really tap into the powerful energy here. I feel like that's another reading. I did do a reading of what makes you so powerful, and you might be drawn to that. I will try to put it somewhere in this video. I'll try to link it so you guys can go to that one if you feel guided, because I feel like there's a lot of power in group one. And people fear that when people really connect to it. And some people pick this up right away. They pick up this Cthulhu energy. They pick up this juggernaut energy, and it's intimidating. And when they see you being compassionate, they're almost confused as well. So, be sure to use your own discernment here, but this may be a separate energy, but I feel that as well. So, all right, group one, that's what I received for you. I hope this resonated and was helpful. If it was, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. If you'd like to see more Auntie Amy's Trashy Tarot, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Or next time. Or both. Bye, guys. Hey, group two, all of you that selected the tower, this is going to be your reading all about why do people fear you, or why do they fear you? Keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's a general session. So just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So, so you have the tower here, but what's interesting to me is this is like a church, but it's like an occult church, okay? And you have all these people outside, and I get a whole different vibe right now from this, okay? It doesn't really feel exactly like a tower. It feels like someone who is outside the norm, okay? You may have an occult vibe. There may be something outside the norm that you practice, or you may be just a rebel, or something like that. So let's get into the cards here. Now, this is a general reading, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Okay, use your own discernment. All right, I'm going to pull from the Horror Oracle. Tell me about why do people fear my group too? The building is very intimidating. You may have some kind of, your appearance may be intimidating, may cause people to fear you. It may be a belief system. It may be what you do for a job as well. But there's something about you that is unnerving and causes people to fear you. I'm going to take 3 cards here. Okay, 3 popped out just as I said that. So perfect. Okay, we have Boogeyman, Halloween. Okay. We have dreams. All right. And we have flight. Okay, I believe this is a witch. Okay, so I get the occult vibe. You may have an occult vibe. You may be a witch. You may be a high magician. You may, work in magic or the craft in some way. We have 2 slashers here. Okay. So I feel like you just may have that vibe. Okay, this kind of underworld kind of vibe that's unsettling. All right. And, you know, I have this vibe. It can be creepy to some people. I don't mind being creepy. I don't mind being weird. You might be a little strange or unusual, but that's okay. That's all right. It's important to be who you are, and I feel like that's part of what this flight card is about. That's part of what the witch, I think, some of the underlying messages, like this young woman was really torn in many ways, so many ways. But one of the ways was the oppression of this doctrine, this religious doctrine that kind of held her blooming womanhood at bay and made her feel a lot of like you know, very oppressed energies. It was very patriarchal. And, if you haven't seen the movie, you should. There's just a whole lot of like subtext going on in this movie. And she finds freedom. Okay. She finds freedom in controversial ways, but she finds freedom through a relationship with spirit, you can say. She becomes a witch, right? And I feel like part of the thing that's so fearful about you is your method of freedom. And it feels like it could be creative, it can be your religion, it can be the craft, it can be the way you appear. I feel like you have probably a very dark aesthetic or a different aesthetic. Or some of you guys have this mystery about you. Like you may appear like, I don't want to use this term, but I'm going to. The normals. I guess the muggles, but underneath it, because I'm picking up on dreams here and the boogeyman, like lurking underneath it is this mystery. Scorpio again showing up. Also, I want to say Pisces as well. There's also some Libra here. Libra shows up in my readings all the time, but I'm a Libra. I'm feeling some Sagittarius coming to the door. The thing about the Sagittarius, though, is that you will be showing this. You won't be hiding this shit. You'll probably be showing this. I'm feeling a lot of creativity with the dreams here. And I feel like if you're creative, a lot of you guys are highly creative. And you can really think outside the box. Some of you guys are very, very psychic to the point where you scare people sometimes with the shit you know. Some of you guys have wisdom that seems otherworldly or like you're an old soul. That I don't really like that term because, time is an illusion. But anyway, you feel like an old soul or an ancient soul. And I feel like you've probably felt this way your whole life. And I feel like for a lot of you, when you take on new tasks, like you get them very quickly, like you're a quick learner, and it's almost like you came into the world with a certain set of skills or abilities, um, set up to do certain things. Some of you are highly gifted in the craft and you may not know it. And this is part of the mystery that's kind of bubbling under the surface. Listen, there are some people who think you've got something to hide and they're scared of it because they feel this on kind of a subconscious level. You have something deeper going on. So I'm going to pull from the Witch is Familiar deck because it feels right. Okay, because I feel like I'm dealing with some of you guys are witches, or you work in magic, or you're curious about magic, or you're highly spiritual, or you're psychics, or you're outside the box, or you're gothic, or somehow you're a rebel, or you're highly creative, or you're hiding all this stuff underneath something and people fear it. Either way, people fear you, they see you, and they feel a little intimidated. Um, they talk to you. Some of you guys have an intimidating voice. There's something about the way you speak to people. Some of you guys are highly intelligent in the way you speak, and they see you like you have your norms clothes on. I think some of you guys have like different sets of clothes for different situations. Like you don't always present as your authentic self because you can't, because of jobs. So, and I get it. We all have to have jobs. I'm saying jobs because I feel like some of you guys are like, this is my job to make money. This is my passionate career. So some of you guys have that going on. It feels very Gemini as well, but I often feel Gemini like that. So this is the first card we have is Ferocity. The deck's upside down. We have Ferocity. And I feel this. I feel like there's something about you that is so fierce. You are a fierce bitch. And I don't mean bitch in a derogatory way. I mean, you are fierce. You are determined. That fierceness and determination is scary sometimes. I feel like you have an ability to focus. And if you are witchy, you have an ability to manifest when you focus. And it's unnerving to people because sometimes you're like, oh, this stuff's going to happen. And it does. And people are like, whoa. Watch this. I'm going to tell you this is going to happen for me, and it does. Some of you guys are highly connected to the dead, and I feel like people around you know that, and you have spirits all around you, so you'll tell people, like, I heard from, this past over loved one or this. I have, like, a blue orb that just, like, is over off camera here that disappeared. That sometimes these spirits are in your house, they talk to you, and you tell your friends, like, or you tell the family members, hey, I heard from so and so. Sometimes some of you may do ancestor work, but anyway, they like hearing the messages, but they fear you. They fear you because they know you got the shimmer, you got the shine. We have wisdom. You're very smart. Listen, smart people scare people because you don't go along with the program all the time. There's a rebellious energy here with this tower. It's not like other towers. Okay? And we're going to get into the tower energy because I feel it. Because I feel like when you know, you know. Also the owl, Lilith, Athena, there's so many other god forms that I could go through, like, that resonate with the owl, but if you know, you know. But there's a lot of wisdom that comes forth, and when you know, and that's it. And I feel like when you know, you don't have any problem confronting someone. You're just like, listen, I know you're lying to me, period. End of conversation. So you're either going to tell me the truth. This is the ferocity with your wisdom. You're either going to tell me the truth, or we're just not going to talk until you tell me the truth. I feel like you confront people sometimes, that, these slashers here. Freddie was very confrontational. He was confrontational even in people's dreams. He didn't let shit go, did he? Now, this one right here creeped around everywhere. But boy, when he got his mark, he went in for the kill, didn't he? And I feel like that. I feel like, you make sure you know. But once you know, you're going to confront someone. People fear that. It makes people uncomfortable. They don't want to be approached that way. They think you're mean. They think you're mean when you do that. And honestly, I don't think that you think you're being mean. I think you think that you're being upfront and honest, and you're giving people the room to kind of like either defend themselves or explain themselves. I don't think you always come out angry. I think you come out like, this is what happened. Can you explain to me how this happened? Now, sometimes you are angry. And when you're angry, ooh, people don't like that. They don't like this anger. But the confrontation I'm picking up on more. Like your ability to confront issues is scary because people don't like to be uncomfortable and they don't like to face their shit. And I feel like you make people face their bullshit. Okay, let's get a couple more cards from the Familiars deck. Tell me more about my group too. I feel like you're just very smart and you know how to read people very well. Um, and I feel like one of the things that people fear about you is that you don't apologize for confronting people. You may work in HR or work with people. And so for you, confronting issues is kind of like what you do. And because of that, you don't really feel a need to apologize. You understand that this won't be for all of you, but you understand the strength in confronting people. You may like work as a mediator or something like that too. You may be a parent that's really good at mediating your children. We have Raven, determination, and we have cooperation. Um, what I feel here is your strength here with determination. The Raven, I'm feeling like, first of all, I feel like you're also highly favored. Um, and with the Raven here, I'm feeling like underworld energy, like Hecate energy. I'm feeling, um, with the owl, I felt Lilith energy as well. Um, I'm also feeling hell um, as well. And I'm feeling Nyx. My crown is like buzzing big time. We have cooperation here, the ant spirit. I feel like in work situations where you may have to cooperate with people, you need to know this. This is important for you, I think. Um, at college or wherever you have to, church, wherever you have to like work in cooperation with people, many times people are intimidated. So it's important that you are very generous with giving people room to speak because people are intimidated by your energy. And it's important that you know that. Um, because I feel like you are so smart. And also, some of you are very intimidating by the way you look, even though some of you guys don't always look like your authentic self, which is intimidating. Okay. You may put on the normal clothes to look normal. I hate that term, but I don't know what else. Muggles, whatever. Corporate, even. Um, your energy still radiates, and there's something about you that's edgy. There's something about you that screams like that rebellious kind of energy, that outsider energy, that radical, creative, transformative Scorpio, Pluto type energy. There's also this dreamy Neptune, creative, psychic energy here. So when people come in to cooperate with you in whatever way, a lot of times they're very intimidated. So, because of that, because you really do need people to be able to work with you, a lot of times you're going to have to allow extra space for people because they're going to be afraid to take it. And you don't want to silence like your coworkers that you're having to work with. You don't want to silence your friends because they're intimidated by you. And a lot of people who have this energy aren't aware they intimidate people because they're in a creative mind space. Sagittarius energy heavy here right now. They're in a creative mind space. You may have an important or a vital kind of powerful natal chart aspect with Jupiter. But or Sagittarius. I just feel like sometimes when people are in this creative, magical space, they get very inwardly focused. And sometimes when you're this powerful, you don't really understand how people are experiencing you, and people are experiencing you as powerful. So it's really important to hold space for other people. I'm not saying to allow people to walk on you, but understand that when you hold great power like this and you are such a unique kind of person, it behooves you and it will open up more doors for you if you allow people more room to speak. Not saying you to have less room, but to be aware that there are people around you who are wanting to speak and be heard and don't feel like they have that. And I'm not saying for you to silence yourself either, but there's a balance there. And some of you, not all of you, need to be aware of that, because I feel like some of you guys, there's something going on in like a work relationship or a friend relationship or a personal relationship where someone's wanting to say something or someone is saying something. And because of this inward focus, it's not that you're not listening to other people, but this particular person just isn't able to get through to you. It's good if you just start being aware of how people see you as intimidating or fearful. And I feel like this energy fears like not being heard by you, like you're not hearing me. And for some of you, it's as simple as someone's trying to tell that you they love you and you're not hearing it, or someone's trying to say, "Hey, I want to spend more time with you," or someone's trying to say, "Hey, I think you should pivot to this area in your career." It's not bad news. It doesn't feel bad. It feels like someone wanting to work with you, someone wanting to like work together or be more closer to you. And this kind of powerful energy can often keep people at bay. It can keep people very guarded. So I just feel like because you have this powerful energy, it's just important for you guys to know that you might have to open up space a little bit more for people, okay? Because you're just that powerful. All right, let's get some tarot here. We're going to get some tarot from the Garbage Pail Kids. I love this deck. It's very creative. So, you know, it speaks of the creative flow I'm feeling for group two. Some of you guys, your aesthetic is very like creative. Some of you guys are very sophisticated. Some of you guys are very creative. Some of you guys are very witchy. But all of them I'm seeing are just cool. It's just cool. Some of you guys can't like appear the way you want, but the ideas you have about the way you want to appear or the way you want your art to be or your business or whatever, I'm getting like flashes of different things. It's very cool. It's very awesome. So whatever you're working on, don't give up, okay? But people are very intimidated by this power that you have. And I feel like when you are messed with, uh, people get this. They get this ferocity. And I'm seeing someone, and this is just an archetype, okay, but I'm seeing someone who is physically imposing, yet very sophisticated, okay, different levels of that, who, when someone pops off to them, they kind of like push forward, not into the person, but their energy kind of lurches forward towards the person. Like, don't come at me because I will come right back at you. We have the 10 of Wands here. Like, you will push back on oppressive energy. You don't fucking care. You don't mind carrying whatever consequences come with doing that. You don't have any problem like confronting. Confrontation is your forte. That was what I'm hearing, the Four of Cups. And a lot of times when you confront people, you cause this tower and you come out of nowhere with it. Okay. And I think you leave a lot of people in this energy of like just going back over what happened. And they kind of like, some people feel like they're hit out of nowhere. Because I feel like you reflect. You may, again, Scorpio energy. I'm feeling a lot of water energy today. You may also be like an earth sign, like Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. You may be an air sign, but not as much. But I'm feeling a little bit of air here, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. So a lot of signs here. But I feel like you leave people lingering in the past. Like they think about their interactions with you. They think about how they fucked you over. Because you're like, surprise, bitch. Remember all this shit? Like, I've had enough of you. I've had enough of you. So let's talk about it. And I feel like people are just left in deep regret. Um, and it's a force. Like, you're a force of nature. You are a force. Um, and you have this kind of determination. Like, you are determined to get to the bottom of things. Like, you don't play. You don't play with people. You didn't come to play. Like, you are authentic. Like, you don't enjoy the fact that sometimes you have to put on a different clothes or you have to be a different way. So when it comes down to this shit, like, you are all on. You're the real deal. And people are unnerved by that. Like, they don't like that shit. We have the King of Cups. Because I feel like one of the things that is very fearful about you is you are in command of your emotions in many ways. I feel like when you are angry, you are aware of your anger. And I feel like it's focused. You focus your anger at people. And I feel like some of you guys are learning how to focus it towards the people who make you angry instead of yourself. Because I feel like for many years, a lot of you guys focused your anger on yourself, which blocked up a lot of this creative energy. A lot of you guys are getting out of that now, but either way you go, this focusing your energy on where it's supposed to go, like the anger, um, and for some of you, there's some traumatic issues here, but focusing your anger on where it's supposed to go is very healing instead of yourself, because anger turned internally can end up as depression. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, there's a lot of freedom. And so I feel like a healing of your emotional self that allows you to be really authentic with your emotions, and that is unnerving. 11:11 on my clock. That is unnerving. That is because I filmed this in like two sections, so just so you know. Um, and it makes people look at themselves when you are honest about your emotions. And being honest about your emotions is really, really tough. And I feel like you've done the work to do that, but it scares the hell out of people because they're like, they're being honest with me. And I don't like it. When you tell people you love them, you mean it. When you tell somebody you hate them, you mean it. And that kind of realness is rare in this world. You're a true blue hero kind of thing. And when you're a villain, you're a true blue villain. Um, and you don't mind it. It's almost like you've made peace with who you are. You are this unusual tower and you don't mind it. You know, it's one of the most creative towers I've seen in a tarot deck. It's completely unlike other towers because it feels like a tower that involves foundational belief systems and being unusual and different and being drawn to the darker elements, to the hidden aspects. And I feel like for some of you who have all of this kind of underneath your like underneath this normie kind of exterior, when you go off into this ferocity, when you've had enough bullshit, you hit people out of nowhere with this very intense energy. Okay, with this 10 of wands here. I feel like people feel blindsided with, and I'm feeling that Gemini energy again now. Like they feel blindsided, like, where did this fucking come from? And you know what you do? You are perfectly well to explain it to them and they end up not liking it very much. But I feel like a lot of times you make, well, all the time, I feel like you make complete sense. Once you get here, you know exactly what you're going to say. You know exactly how everything connects. And I'm feeling air sign energy, like logic coming into this. Like you paint the picture. And a lot of times people do end up having this tower moment and they're left with a lot of regret. Like, I really did mess up. I really did. This person's completely right. You know, I'm a complete trash bag for what I did, kind of thing. So I feel like you leave people um, with real reflections of their shadow. It's kind of a spiritual gift you got going on there with like, you know, once you get into this energy, it's not just about your anger, but you almost elevate the experience to the point where you're like, not only am I going to be authentic in my emotion, but I'm also going to try to kind of elevate the harshness of the situation and mirror back what's actually going on. So maybe this person can grow from it, like I've grown from it. Because I feel like you grow from these situations. You don't just take the oppressive hardship and the burdens. You take the burdens and you examine what happened, how the situation came about, and you allow the new idea, the new wisdom to come forward, and you learn. You learn from it. You master it to a degree, and you share your wisdom. And sometimes it comes off to the person um, like they're terrified of you because you read them to filth. So good for you. All right, group two, that's what I received for you. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to see more Auntie Amy's Trashy Tarot and readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you beautiful, magical baddies next time. Bye, guys. Hey, group three, all of you that selected the sun, this is going to be your reading all about why do people fear you. Keep in mind, this is a general reading, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Use your own discernment. So let's get into it. I'm going to pull some cards here. Which cards? I'm going to pull from the Horror Oracle. I've been using this one for every group, and I feel guided to use it for you. So let's get into it and see, why do people fear you? I think you illuminate a lot of stuff with the Sun card. I feel like you illuminate a lot of truth. You're a truth teller for sure. Let's get into this energy. Okay. Sorry I'm saying a lot, but all right. I'm going to get 3 cards, I think. 3. These 3. Okay. We have egg. This is from the Alien movie, I do believe. We have mask. This is from Friday the 13th. And we have animal. I think this is the werewolf movie. Interesting. I feel like you see beyond people's masks. You see beyond their bullshit. And you call it like it is. And people really don't like that shit. It may be part of your job or something that you you are supposed to like see the truth in people or something. But I feel like you can tell when someone's fake. You can read them from a mile away. And I feel like with the animal here, I feel like there's some like underneath your surface, there's like some primal energy here. We have egg with the alien movies, like, this one, this is a vicious predator. I feel like some people feel threatened by you because they know you're a badass. I mean, we have like these 2 energies alone are very badass. The werewolf, the predator from the Alien movie, and then we have Jason. And I just feel like you don't put up with any noise from people. You don't take any bullshit from people, and they know it. And when you see bullshit, you shine a light on it. You're just like, I don't fuck with that. And I don't want anyone around me fucking with that. I feel like you're real protective of others as well. And I'm picking up on Jason's mother here with the mask. And I feel like you're real protective. You have like a nurturing energy as well with the egg and the Sigourney Weaver character in the Alien movies. There's a really nurturing energy with her, although she's a tough badass, right? You're not afraid to fight. You're not afraid to go to war. You're not afraid to do what you need to do to protect yourself and yours. And you will do that as you need. You will hunt and stalk as need be to those predators that come into your life because you see the truth behind people. And I feel like you don't have any trouble removing people's masks. You don't have any trouble telling the truth on people and exposing people. Let's get some more energy here. Okay, we have fucked above, fucked below, fucked within. Center yourself. We have energy vampire. Energy vampire. Cut your energetic cords now. We have manifest the arse out of it. Dream big. Okay. What I'm getting here is, first of all, who who do you scare the most? Parasites, energy vampires, people who would use and abuse you and yours. I think your energy, your illumination energy, really keeps this energy away. And if one falls through, they get this shit. They get this shit. They get hunted down. They get taken care of because you don't have time nor the patience for this bullshit because you got bigger things going on. You don't have time for petty nonsense. You're the fucking sun. And the sun energy always has bigger dreams, bigger visions, bigger plans. So if you have to take time out of your bigger day to take care of some petty bullshit, you're going to stomp that shit into the ground. Am I right? I'm right. Okay. Because you have bigger things to do, because you are centered. You're centered on your life, your dreams, your goals, and you. Not all the time. Hey, we're not all perfect, but basically, I feel like you stay in your lane. You don't really cause trouble. You're not a shit stirrer, but somehow, always, that shit lands on your doorstep and you're fucking sick of it. When you get fucking sick of the flaming bag of shit on your doorstep, you don't stomp on it. You watch. You react the same way, and you're like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to focus and I'm going to watch. I'm going to set up a camera on my front doorstep every night until I figure out who this is. And when I find out who that is, I'm going to take care of business. That's how that's going to go. You take care of it. And that's why people fear you. You are intimidating because of your bright light and your focus. And because when people know that when you get irritated, when you get taken off what you're focused on and have to deal with this petty bullshit, you just slam it into the ground. They're like, "Oh, don't get Paul on that." You know, don't get Kelly started. Don't because you know how they are. They're going to take care of it all the way. Yeah, damn right. Because I shouldn't have to do this in the first place. This is ridiculous. Exactly. I feel like you try to stay as drama free as possible. The Knight of Swords is very aggressive. Barbarian. There you go. You go full on barbarian. Okay? Some of you guys, you will throw hands. You don't give a shit. You don't care. If it's wrong, it's fucking wrong. And I feel like some of you guys may be quick to do this. You know, be careful with that shit. Okay? I mean, talk it out, you know. But some of you guys have a past of being the barbarian. So a lot of you guys do try to muzzle the animal a little bit now, or at least you try, right? But it's hard because bitches will try you for no damn reason, right? I get that. I get that. People try me. It's because you're the sun, the Queen of Wands, Lilith. I get it. Like when you have Lilithian energy, when you have adversarial energy, when you have infernal energy, or whatever this energy, this light energy, when you are a beacon of light as well, like you get like drama. You get people gossiping about you. I get this with group 3. Like people like to talk about the sun. The sun's hot. The sun, everybody looks at the sun. It's a showstopper. People are drawn to look. You have a magnetism, group 3. So people talk shit about you, and you're just like, you know what? Most of the time, I don't care. But every now and then, some of you crazy bitches say some shit, and I just got to take care of business, you fucking vampires. You fucking parasites. Exactly. I'm going to find out where you bitches are laying your eggs, and I'm going to set that shit on fire. It's just like, you just strength. Leo. Leo is big in this group. Fire signs, Aries, Sagittarius, again. I just feel like people fear your wrath. People fear when you get really angry. And these parasites, these energy vampires are like, oh no, No, sir. No, Bob. I am not sticking around because you cannot be played. And if someone plays you, you are absolutely going to stomp their energy into the ground. Like, don't come back here again. You may have gotten in here once, but don't do it again, bitch. Because I'm here and I'm going to be here. And I got a tombstone with your name on it kind of thing. You see what I'm saying? I got a coffin box waiting for you, bitch. Like, don't try me. Do not try me. I get that. Like, do not try me anymore. I think you have reached a point, or you're reaching a point, some of you guys, where you're just like, I am not going to placate these parasites. I don't care how minor they are. I do not have time because you are on to bigger and better things. I feel like you do not have time to play patty cake with Betty Sue who can't keep their mouth shut. We have the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the High Priestess. There you go. That's your energy. You're in balance. You know, you're one. I feel like a lot of you guys are like, I'm one with nature, bitch. I don't have time for your bullshit. Like, I'm out here in the trees. You know, I'm being my elf self, one with nature. And what are you doing? What are you doing? You're fucking it up for me. Stop. I don't want to be out of balance. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be vengeful. But here you go. Here you go with your nonsense. Here you go with your bullshit. So now I got to rip off the mask and I got to go howl at the moon and become a werewolf predator. You know, I got to go and take care of your stupid egg nest. You know, I got to set it on fire because you parasites won't shut the fuck up. You won't stop causing drama. Some of you guys have had drama caused in your family, and you just are like, no, 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 with this egg. No, no, no. Don't touch my nest, bitch. Don't touch my nest. You know why? Because I'm this. I'm this right here. I'm the high priestess, and I know you're fucking with me. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stomp you into the ground. One way or another. You will not come back here. Well, by the time I'm done with you, I get this like energy of like, you will not come back here because I know who I am. My cup is full, bitch. I know exactly who I am. I don't have the same problems you guys have. So there's so much jealousy here with this vampiric energy, these parasites. People are jealous of you. That's why they fear what you are because they can't be it. They hate on you and talk about you because they can't be this shit. They cannot be this. They can't be the sun. So they hate on it. They twist it. They try to cause drama in your family or at work or wherever because they haven't captured the sun because they can't. Because you're a bad bitch. You're a badass. And you either are or you aren't. And they are not. And sometimes you have to remind them that you are indeed that bitch. And I feel like you are unafraid to do that, and it scares people. And they find out real quick that you don't play patty cake. This isn't a game for you. This is real. This is reality. So come on. So come on if you want some. Come on. Because I'm serving it hot every single fucking day, bitch. I just get this energy of like, I know I'm a badass. Like, I don't like to pull this out. I don't like to be this person, but I will. I would rather be in my happy sun energy, like being happy, you know, being joyful, laughing, cutting up. But I will go there. I will become the black sun. I will become that infinite void of terror in your life if you fuck with me. I get that. I get that heavily. We got billionaire because you're manifesting. You are busy being the sun, working on your bag, doing your stuff, working on your dreams, doing that shit. You haven't got time for this drama. I feel like in some way you have some kind of stronghold or outside force that works up this energy to try to kind of like see if you really want this. If you really want this. You guys might feel like you're being tested sometimes by this energy. And maybe to a degree you are. Are you focused? Is this what you want? Of course it is. You're the sun. Of course. And it's meant for you. Your dreams are meant for you to attain. Okay? You have them because they're meant for you. Don't let this petty bullshit get you off your game, Group 3. I know you won't because you're a badass. We have Starseed. You're different. Whatever this group, now I know this isn't the reading, but I'm getting these messages and I'm going to give them to you. Okay. Whatever it is, this big dream is, you are spiritually called to do it. I don't care if it is manufacturing thumb screws, okay? Somehow that is in your, I don't know what a thumb screw is, but somehow that is in your in your spiritual journey to do that. Somehow that is part of your bigger picture. So you're aligned with something much greater. And all of this petty energy that gets dug up, and some of it's not petty, some of this is like real life challenges. And I got to tell you, as someone who has met a lot of challenges in my life, group 3, you put that shit down. I don't think you realize, like, you are a champion when it comes to overcoming challenges. They come at you, boom, 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 impossible shit. Like, shit, you've been through so much shit. Like, just one of these life events would put most people down. But you're fearful because you've met multiple life events that would just one would put someone down. You've had multiple and you've gotten up every motherfucking time. That is terrifying to your enemies. That is terrifying to energetic vampires. That is terrifying to people who want to use you. And the people who do this, they don't know your story, a lot of them. And once they find out, they're like, oh shit. No wonder they stomped me into the ground. No wonder they beat me out as competition, because you are one determined, persevering motherfucker. Okay, and I mean that in the best way. Okay, I don't mean that bad. But you are that bitch. Like, you are a champion. I say this, I've said this in many channel messages, and Lilith has told me this so many times. Champions are not born. They are created by circumstance. They are created. This magnificent sun energy was created by your circumstance. You are a champion because of what you've been through. And people fear you because it's in your aura. There's a level of mastery here, of the ability to overcome obstacles. Now, I know when one of those obstacles comes again, you're like, oh shit, how many of these do I get in a lifetime? Because you've been through it, but you don't understand that you're a pro at this shit. Like, you topple those obstacles like a pro. You should get a golden medal and go pro at this. You could help people overcome their obstacles by sharing how you've gotten over yours. It's powerful. It's very powerful. You are very powerful. I said this to group 1. I'm going to say it to you. I did a reading about what makes you so powerful. I think I'm going to link that somewhere in this reading, because I feel like a lot of you, if you haven't seen that, you should. Because group 3, you're powerful. And people fear this power because it's authentic. It's unapologetic. And I feel like the more you get into this really powerful, almost like embodying the higher self energy, the more when you have to go into this energy of dealing with this kind of shit, the quicker it's going to be resolved, because you're just going to be so like the Knight of Swords. You're going to be just like, I cut you off. Like, I'm done. I'm not even going to fight with you. I'm just going to cut you off. Silence is golden, bitch. For some of you, like, if you have to step in, if you have to have words, if you have to have confrontations, you're going to be what people think is ruthless. And it's just because I am not going to get engaged in this, because I don't want to anymore. I don't want to have anything to do with you. You've played your play and you played yourself out, and we're done. Because you are moving on to bigger and better things. People fear losing you. They fear that because some people in your life have played you. Some of you guys have been played for a long time and you feel it coming. And for a lot of you, you will confront them and you will cut them off because you're done. And I feel that really strongly. I did not an oracle, but a messages from Lilith for 2024. And I'm going to tell you, if you're still here, group 3 had this vibe. Had a little bit of this vibe, so you might go watch that. Of just like, I'm done. Like, I'm not taking any bullshit from people anymore. And it's very intimidating because group 3, you're learning, or you have learned, your worth. And people fear that because when you know your worth, you won't You won't do the old things you did for people. You return energy for energy. You don't give and give and give so people love you. You no longer really have any investment if people love you. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. It's natural. It happens naturally. You no longer invest in the energetic manipulation of having people love you. You love yourself enough. And you know that that carries you. And those who really love you are welcome. And those you really love are welcome. It's like being authentic. Once you start doing it, it runs into everything in your life, and it's very powerful. And you can become very magnetic just from that action alone. So you are very intimidating, and people fear you because you're powerful. All right. Okay, group three, that's what I received for you. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. If you'd like to see more Auntie Amy's Trashy Tarot and readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you beautiful, magical baddies next time. Bye, guys.